Happy 2019, Verbal Traders. Robert H. here.
Hey guys, Carlos as well.
I want to bring you guys something a little bit different to start the new year. We're going to share a trade that I took on BMY and a trade that Carlos took on BMY. And we're going to show you guys the different things that we saw. The BMY came up on the gappers, right, Carlos? What's the news on this thing?
Yeah, actually, there's a buyout with Celji that they had this morning or late last night, and that caused it to for BMY to gap down about 10% or so. Usually, the person that's buying out the stock is usually one that gaps down.
All right, yeah. So I can see Celgene was up like double digits, 25, 30%. So this thing, when this thing came up in the pre-market, I noticed a couple things. I'm not sure if you saw this too, Carlos, but so in the pre-market, it set this low. I'm pretty sure you got that same level, right? 43.90.
Yes, I do. That's a pre-market low, correct?
Right. So that was my target, right? Seeing how this thing had topped out. And before it even opened, I noticed that it was putting in this good trend here on the 15-minute chart. But more importantly, I seen this bear flag here. This was a really good indicator for me that we're probably going to crack on some sort of opening range breakdown. So what I did, so I took it on this 2-minute opening range breakdown that Andrew did. The first candle was white on this 2-minute chart. I put my stop at the high there, and then I shorted it as soon as it broke down. And then we got this this pretty big flush here.
Yeah, I see
So I
that.
think, Carlos, you came in a little bit after, right?
Yeah, I did. Actually, I missed the entry when Andrew called it out when you got in here on the top. And by the way, guys, this is Robert's chart over here on this side, and this is my charts over here. So I got in, I waited the 5 minutes, and I got in around the VWAP when it did this nice pullback. I jumped in here because I saw that as a possible good risk to reward. I actually tried to get in when it started selling off, but when I tried to get in, it was on short selling restriction, and I didn't get filled when I wanted to. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to wait for an opportunity.
Yeah, that's awesome. You got in on the pullback right here. I was getting a little bit scared when it was consolidating for so long. This is a pretty long consolidation. It's probably about 10 minutes, right? And it kept having these pops above the VWAP. Not sure if you saw that too.
Yeah, I did. And actually, we had a pretty big pop over here. Once I got in, this candle here, if you can see, this happened so fast. We were watching this live. This popped up right to the VWAP and then sold off pretty fast. I almost got stopped out here, but since the selling pressure was so much, I figured, okay, this can actually still sell off. And again, the key thing is in here was managing risk and not going a big size on a stock that can move so much.
Yeah, that's so true. Going back to where my stop was, I had to take a pretty small share size because my stop was probably almost $1 away, putting it at the high of this candle. But that's what you got to do. You got to manage risk, right? As always, share sizing and having a proper stop loss. So I think once this thing consolidated, it broke down. This is where I saw the weakness really coming and the sellers poured in here. I took my first partial after it broke down here. I think you probably partial around the same time as me.
Yeah, I actually did. Actually pretty close. Once it broke down, it had like this level here. I can't tell what the price range is here, but as soon as it broke that down, it took some profits out. And that's when it really started to sell off pretty fast. And I think we both had this level here at 43.90. I think that was kind of like the target we eventually wanted to get to.
Yeah, I kind of got concerned. I thought we were going to go for, usually how I see these things happen here, I usually see a 2-minute opening range breakout, which leads to a 5-minute opening range breakout, which leads to a 15-minute opening range breakout. It's kind of like a chain reaction, right? So
Yep.
when it consolidated here, I got a little bit worried. But once it broke here, as you can see, I started covering more. And this is where the 15-minute orb really started taking shape. And this body was full at one point, right?
Yeah, it sure was. And I did the same thing. Once that it broke down to the 5-minute chart here, again, I took some profits here, took some here. Then it does this pullback right up to VWAP. But the great thing about scaling out, and again, there's a strategy that you also are doing, is that it puts you at ease, right? By taking profits out here already, you can survive this pullback, making your break even, or even the VWAP at this point, your stop loss, right? To protect the profits. So I think we're both able to survive this pullback just because, well, you had an amazing entry, by the way. And over here, I was able to pull it off because I already had taken some profits and put it in my pocket here.
Yeah, that's true. I speaking of break even, I wanted to hold till break even, and I think I overstayed my welcome. Clearly, it put in this bottom here. I should have probably got it in this area where you did, but I kind of just held to my break even because it was so high up there. But I eventually just took it all off at the VWAP at 11:30 here.
Yeah, agreed.
I actually thought about flipping positions here during this reversal. I think you saw the same thing, right, Carlos?
Yeah, that actually would have been a great trade. I actually took a simulation trade later on in the day, which turned out to be pretty nice. If you go over here, I took a simulation trade because it looked great for a reversal. It popped up nicely and I took some profits out. But on here, you can see that that again, it did this nice bottom here. I was really hoping that it would get to this 43.90 level here. I let it go almost close to the VWAP, not near my break-even point. But I took everything out here as well once it started showing signs of a reversal. But again, over here already had taken most of my profits out, so there was not much left that got squeezed on here.
Awesome. Yeah. So that's really cool. Yeah, we just wanted to show you guys that, you know, same setup, same chart, but different ways to trade it on different time frames. But as you can see, it kind of worked out in our favor. We saw the same things just through a different lens. And anything else you want to add to that, Carlos?
No, that's it. You said it all, man. Just again, different ways to trade the same stock, different entries, different exit points. And it's the most important thing, as long as you manage your risk, you're able to come out profitable in taking similar trades with different strategies.
All right. So that's been the recap. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.
All right, guys. Talk to you guys soon.